Hello, this is Superstan, the director of Superstan School of Science, online and offline, and the CEO of Superstan Products Limited. This is my Easter giveaway video. At the end of this video, if you get my question correctly, you drop your location, we'll be revealing one of our best products, antiseptic disinfectants. This is one of the best-selling antiseptic disinfectants with a brand name Trimozole. It's more effective than your normal Dettol. More effective than your normal Dettol. It cures all sorts of infection, and it can be used for treatment of various kind of illness. So still, this is a continuation of how to master your qualitative analysis before WAEC. Yes, as a student preparing for WAEC, it is still possible that you master your qualitative analysis before WAEC. We have mentioned a good number of anions that you could be asked to identify, and we mentioned chloride ion. We mentioned chloride ion. We also mentioned SO4 2-. We mentioned SO3 2-, that is sulfate 6 and sulfate 4 ion. We mentioned X2-, and we mentioned CO3 2-. We also mentioned NO3-. You could be asked to identify any of the words above mentioned ions, and we also listed a good number of reagents used in identifying the anions. Reagents used in identifying these anions. We mentioned AgNO3 solution, recall, which goes together with aqueous ammonia. We said you can also use a mixture of HNO3 solution and AgNO3 solution, which goes together with either aqueous ammonia or ammonium hydroxide solution. Ammonium hydroxide solution. We also mentioned you can use barium chloride solution, which goes together with dilute ACl solution, or you can also use barium trioxo nitrates together with the mixture of HNO3 solution. Any of the above listed reagents can be used to identify these ions. Let's say we are given a salt. In today's class, let's use a tabular method to illustrate what we're saying. Let's say we're given here is our test. Here we write our observation, and here we write our inference, which is a logical deduction from your observation. Let's say the salt given to us might be labeled C. Because if it is a year, they give acid-base titration, the acid will be labeled A and the base will be labeled B. Even if it is a redox titration, the oxidizing agent will be labeled A and the reducing agent will be labeled B. So then the third sort for qualitative analysis start from what? C, D, possibly E, depending on the number of salts available. Let's say the salts that get to us is labeled C. We say C plus either 10 cm cube or 5 cm cube or 2 cm cube, depending on the instruction of distilled water. Under this, you're testing for the solubility of the given salt in water. You're testing for the solubility of the given salt in water. And the solubility of any salt in water is dependent on the form of the salt, on nature of the salt. That is whether it is a trioxonitrate salt, or trioxocarbonate salt, or tetraoxosulfate salt, or possibly chloride or sulfide, depending. We have said, of course, there's a video I did in my YouTube, which I will also maybe bring it up on Facebook, where we have forms of salt. Apart from your 5 types of salt, we also have 8 forms of salt and their nature. The ones that are soluble, where we say that all trioxonitrate, 5 salts, are soluble in water. We also say that all chloride are soluble in water except that of Ag, Pb, and Hg. We say that also the solubility of a particular salt in water is directly dependent on the nature of the salt. So we have here that salts C plus 10 cm cube of distilled water. That will give us, on observation, we write that C, depend on the salts, did not dissolve in water. C did not dissolve in water. And your inference, which is a logical observation, logical deduction from this observation, means that C, which is that salt, is insoluble in water. C is insoluble in water. Now, you could be asked to divide solution C into 3 portions. Now, you can say first portion of solution C. First portion of solution C plus AgNO3 solution plus AgNO3 solution. If you observe white precipitate formed. White precipitate formed. What it means is that the salt contains Cl minus. That is, chloride ion is present. That is your inference. But if you add, that is plus aqueous ammonia, then if the white precipitate which was formed, white precipitate dissolves. White precipitate dissolves in aqueous ammonia. It means that's a confirmatory test for chloride ion. You write Cl minus confirmed. Cl minus confirmed. This, you can also use a mixture of HNO3 solution, AgNO3 solution, and ammonium hydroxide, and you have the same results for what? Chloride ion. You have the same result for chloride ion. Then, second portion, if you have a second portion of solution C, plus barium chloride. Make sure you write aqueous. If you forget to write this aqueous, you'll be judged on what is called TOS, test on solids, and you'll be deducted -4. There'll be -4 from your scores. So the second portion of solution C plus barium chloride. You also observe white precipitate. White precipitate formed. White precipitate formed. Now, when you see a white precipitate, you're suspecting either SO4 2 minus, or SO3 2 minus, or S2 minus, or CO3 2 minus is present. To confirm any of the details, then you add dilute ACl solution. Dilute ACl solution. If the white precipitate, white PPT, did not dissolve, if the white PPT did not dissolve, you confirm that SO4 2 minus is present. But if the white precipitate dissolve in dilute hydrochloric acid, it then means that either SO3 2 minus, or S2 minus, or CO3 2 minus is present. Hope you enjoyed the video. Follow my page, Superstar School of Science, for more. Then, in this Insta video, then look at this question. What would be your observation? And inference. When you test the third portion of solution C. Solution of solution C with conc H2SO4 plus heat. Let's have your answer in the comment section, and if you get the answer correctly, you'll be receiving one of the best-selling antiseptic disinfectants called Trimazole from us. Thank you. Do have a wonderful Easter day. Bye-bye.